those in your relationship. I know it's not just those of you who are, in those even your relationship with your brothers, your sisters, you have to continuously oil them. There's a very interesting part of the Christian Bible I like. There's a part that talks about, this is in the New Testament, that talks about outdoing each other in love. You guys should look it up. Seriously, it's probably one of the most beautiful things ever said or done. The fact that you get to a space, a point in your life, right, where there's somebody in your life that he or she means so much to you that anything you have, if you have this t-shirt, you're like, better say go fit this my friend. No? All right, I've worn it. You know what? Let me give it to him. Or I can buy another one after I've bought this one. You know what? I'm going to buy it for him. I'm going to buy it for her. There's this space you get to. I don't know how to explain it, but I trust me on this. It's probably one of the most beautiful spaces that you could ever find yourself in. And you're not doing it because of any other gratification than to see the smile on the face of the other person. It's kind of like the way parents feel when they get their son or their daughter a new bicycle, a new toy. There's nothing the child will ever do that will probably, equate to what the father or the mother has sacrificed. But the father just continuously wants to do. I don't know about you, but trust me, it is so lovely to be in that space. It truly is very lovely to be in that space. Now, let's get into our first conversation from Professor Ishak Oyolede, a very controversial man. Some Nigerians, love to hate him, hate to love him. You know him as the registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board. Yes, you know him. Yes, some very controversial decisions he's made in the past 3 years in particular. Now, he made a comment. He was granted an interview on Channels Television. Now, he made a comment that piqued my interest. Now, he's basically saying that we don't need more universities. Now, some have opined that Nigeria needs a lot of universities. Education should be the way forward. Now, if you look at this country from about the year 2001 till today, right, there's been a proliferation of universities, private universities. In the late 80s, early 90s, down to the late 90s and early 2000s, there was secondary schools popping all over the place. They became status symbols, more or less. And yes, we still have those schools. Those schools these days, here in this country, where people are paying as much as 35 million naira. I'm not joking, it's not government project. It is school fees. Ladies and gentlemen, it is school fees, 35 million naira. Has that really affected the quality of education that we have? On one hand, you could say yes, particularly for those who can afford it. On another, on the broader scheme of things, maybe not. Maybe not. But anyway, look at universities. From the east to the west to the northernmost part of this country, there are private universities everywhere. Almost every 7 AK market days, there's a new plan for a new school by a new philanthropist or by a benevolent man or woman or group somewhere propping up in this country. But are they actually effecting change? So my question is, does Nigeria really need more tertiary institutions, or like Professor Ishak is saying, that what we need, right, is to have more involvement and more upgrades to the existing universities? He even opines that if more funding comes through for the federal and state universities, right, all the 30,000, 40,000 graduates that we churn out every year will have better facilities. They'll probably be able to make better decisions from them, be able to choose the proper courses that suit their own personal needs and then the needs of the society. What say you? Should you and Jude come together and open Bola University of the Niger Delta? It's not a bad idea.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk. With Jude on 92.3 Nigeriainfo.
All right, so 017-923-0002, 0817923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. All right, at Nigeriainfo, PH at Nigeriainfo. PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeriainfo. PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. WhatsApp and Telegram. Let me push the screen. I think it's too close to my eyes. WhatsApp and Telegram. You find us with the number 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. 90.3 Nigeriainfo. Lovely morning to you.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning. Happy Valentine's.
Same to you. Amadi Patrick and calling from Afreche.
Welcome, Amadi Patrick.
Yes, this Valentine will be a very good one this time.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes. I want to talk about...
Oh, Amadi Patrick, apologies. Please do call back. That's a drop call scenario. Must apologize. Network challenges do occur in recent days. I'm not quite sure why, but we'll make do, please. 90.3, good morning.
Good morning, Brother Jude.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
Do we need more university?
Do we?
The question. My answer is capital no. CAPITAL, capital no. Brother Jude, we have more than 150 universities, both public and private.
Yes.
Then, is there any of them that has been upgraded to the point of international standard?
Obafemi Awolowo University, that's UI, yes, it ranks very closely. Covenant University also ranks very highly these days.
So we can call them comparative and competitive universities across the world?
Across Africa in particular, yes. Particularly those first two.
I'm talking of international community.
It's questionable. It's questionable.
No one carry out a research. Why not we, in the midst of about 150 universities, why not we do our best to build this university to come to international standard so that they'll begin to compete with American university, Germany university, France, Russia, China, Italian universities. Presently, we don't have universities that can compete favorably with other international universities from the Western world. No one. Carry out our research.
Right.
Then, my point two. Presently, we have more than 84 million jobless graduates. What is the need of building more universities? Brother Jude, if we were to be intelligent, shouldn't there be for we to begin to think of what we are to do through industrialization now to employ these graduates before we think of building more universities?
But these graduates that you want to employ, they will need training, after you have employed them. After like 6 or 7, they need to train them. And won't it be good for us to have the training facilities here in Nigeria?
That is what we call postgraduate
studies. Yes.
The issue is that they are roaming around the streets and the roads of this country. Then they should not build another one, but they should their best employ those that have graduated.
Okay. Now, Promise is on the line from Gokana. Promise, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Yes, happy Valentine in advance, you said.
Yes.
And I think that day is my birthday.
Oh, congratulations. Call us on that day.
Yeah, thank you. Now, if we actually need more universities in Nigeria, you ask me, I'll tell you yes. And my reason is simple. You see, the Nigerian government is finding it so difficult in creating jobs. And from the look of things, that nobody deceives you that Nigerian system can compete with any global standard any day, not in the nearest future.
So for that reason, we should get more universities.
Look at maybe our roads. where we take Julius Berger to do the road. Julius Berger is an international organization.
Okay, promise. I'm sorry. We need to go on a break. If you can't call us back, all right? More conversations on the way. Across the country, from boarding facilities to what they offer in terms of their curriculum, if they're going to using American standard, British curriculum, Caribbean curriculum, all those type of things. And now, for those of you who don't know, there's now a shift as we are beginning to move from Canada, UK, and America. We're not going down to Australia, New Zealand, and China. Yes, Nigerians have decided, you know what, let's go to the land of original ramen noodles. Yes, let's get there. Obviously we import a lot of things from them. They are a great business partner. But now, let's go and learn from them. Let's go and speak Mandarin. And there are several languages, just like we have here in Nigeria, that are prevalent in China. So, they're learning how the school system. Don't be too shocked in the next 3 or 5 years that you have a Chinese Nigerian school somewhere around your neighborhood. Yes, I'll tell you that you have to learn Kung Fu already Kung Fu schools popping up. I think there's one in Abuja and somewhere in Jos, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, they're already coming through. Yes, talk about cultural, handshakes and the rest. But do we need more schools? On one hand, maybe it's a yes. On another, maybe it's a no. Where are you?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
WhatsApp 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. Good morning, Mr. Jude. I am into academics, and I can say that we don't need more universities in this country. What we actually need is more fun. University, be it private or public, are opened all over the place to extort money from the individuals while giving them low quality education. It's a very, very strong assessment there. Okonkwo is on the line for Rumokuta. Okonkwo, good morning.
Good morning, Brother Jude.
Good morning.
Is there any university in Nigeria that the studies there have been able to enable us to produce radio or ceiling fine?
Well, I'm sure they have. Those are projects that I know I've seen people do. They put them on the line sometimes. Even in the University of Port Harcourt, they can make transistor radios. They buy the parts.
But I've not seen made in
Nigeria radio. Aha, I see where you're going to now. Yes, I see where you're going to now.
Number two, I have not seen any university in Nigeria that their studies have produced one car, either Jeep or saloon or trailer. Then, Brother Jude, don't forget that during the COVID-19, that among all the Western universities or white man universities that fought to get to the vaccine and the solution to COVID-19, one of them was Oxford University, because it was on international news. And they were able to discover drugs and vaccine for COVID-19, and today the whole world is free. Was it basic plan? No. Then why should we go into open university without having priority and keep the university? We have to build our own, increase the level of our studies, so with the ones in a one manner in other places. We don't need this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jakuku online. Jakuku, good morning to you. Happy Valentine's.
Good morning, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I want to pick more university. I want to about all those national university. I know we have 150 or 150 university in the country. One university to become a director. Why careful and take care of us in these universities? Chief on their end. What is it in the university? I'm not fortunate. To have qualified and qualitative learners in this country. That's of them stay their different way because they go here they are standard. One of the like University of Port Harcourt, University of Canada, all universities, they have to take off their impact their way to become international university. Is problem. Use this money to repair this university to become a university. We need to nothing wrong about it.
You have a point there, but let me share with you, Dakuku. Do you know that even in the UK, right, universities as in create universities are existing now that weren't in existence 10 years ago. Just 10 years ago, they were not even existing, but they are now. Yeah, some of them are online. But the point is, those that have physical events, all of them, whether it's Oxford or University College London, for example, some of them are born, towards the later century. Robin is on the line for me. Robin, to you. We have Zion standing by from GRA. Robin, happy Valentine's.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, my answer to the question is a very big emphatic no.
Why? Why so? Why?
What's the law?
Obviously.
But we're discussing it. Jude, have you done leadership structure we have over the years? A national association gathered from those. How many governors from those units? They charge 5 million. How many presidents?
I think it's just John and the late Yaradua that were university graduates, if I'm not mistaken.
No. I'm not saying university. About private universities that they are charging so much and all the rest. Now, if you understand that very well, you see that Nigeria will always go for place priorities. Just be to Aloji in Aba. If you go to Aloji, that is in this part of Nigeria, southeast, where young men are very energies with technical know-how, they manufacture different things. They can turn a car to a wheelbarrow. Can turn it to they do out of.
Okay, so Robbie, for you, we don't need more universities.
We don't need. does not make anything. It doesn't give us. We don't know.
Okay. Do we not need more?
We don't need it.
Why?
Because they are not even viable.
How valuable?
They are viable.
How?
Any university can be world-class level where other universities are doing. How many universities are there? No reason I want to become the governor of Bayelsa State. Shut down a lot of universities and build schools.
So you shut them down. You send children home. You create. Medium term, I'll tell you. In fact, medium term, you out of medium term and the law may be changed. But what if doesn't happen the way you are sick?
Sir, I'm a educated man, so I reason. Only that university, for Bayelsa State University, that university alone, it will shut down every university for me people.
Okay.
With all around environment. Instead of your students to be seeing what they are Bayelsa University.
Can I use the whole population? Already reports already complaining. 35,000 as of 1 year like that they had entrance. Where are they going to sleep? They're going to feed.
The people managing those cities are not dynamic. They are impotent. Actual brains. Incompetent set of people. We are talking about people that reason like human beings. See, we are going to build one of the world's estates as a whole for students. The environment alone for learning. The capacity world, university we are slated to know. That they are specialties, fellowship program, in state. The main loan, no kind of study or department, as I'm speaking, the world listen. The heart of darkness is vibrating, it's knowledge as it's. You don't need those of university everywhere. We take care of going to university, to give them to and take university, they will take the money, go and establish their private university, abandon the public university. Before you know, they want to register their private university, give them the money. How do they get the money?
Or popularizing anyone, I wouldn't. But I totally understand where you're coming from. Patrick is on the line from HA. Patrick, good morning to you. Hello, Patrick. Patrick, good morning. What is the one? Jude, why am I not? Why am I surprised? It's sustainable. It really is. It's almost inevitable. At some point in time, it's going to creep in. You know, question is just like a man that has many untrained and jobless children still thinking of having more children. Dude, the main purpose of so many people opening schools is not to give students a quality education. Rather, it's just a business to make money because so many that have graduated still have no jobs and so many have graduated with nothing because of the poor quality of education given to them. I don't see any reason opening new ones. J. Moore from Port Harcourt at Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeriainfo PH. Iena Chukwu Alaribe on Facebook says, no, we don't need any more universities in the country. We don't. To what end? What purpose? What exactly are we gaining from these ones? Babajide Olumide says, the question is, how many Nigerians are willing to get education? It was after graduation I realized that it was a few people that go through the tertiary education. The existing tertiary schools should just be maintained. How many Nigerians are willing to go to school? Do they have to say now? If you go to school, no job. So therefore, sit at home. They have forgotten, aside of having a job, education is an extra advantage to the society. So that's a very interesting thought process here. You have education available, but you don't necessarily have to go to school. If you do go to school, can you afford it? If you can afford it, what's the guarantee that after you come out from school, you're going to have a business to run or a job to begin with? Once again, we have Patrick on the line, and Promise is on the line as well from Gokana. Patrick, good morning. Hello, Patrick. Patrick from HA, good morning. Okay. Promise on the line from Gokana. Promise, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
Yes, I was on the that time and went on a
break. Yes, please.
I've actually listened to other people's analysis and decisions and positions. And I can say that a lot of persons say what, if you give them the opportunity, they will even do worse. You see, we are black people and must look at our immediate environment in the main things we do. Like I was saying, even in the next 20 or 30 years, it will be very difficult to have a black man in this country, the way we are now, to have anything that can be equivalent to anything in the Western world. Now, looking at this immediate background, I'll now say that to create more schools is as important than creating roads and building hospitals. Even when we need that those ones we have should be more equipped, we need to create more schools. Now, look at my reason. If a University of Environment, the federal government have proposed to build in Angona land is being created, one, you look at the immediate proximity to the school,
Okay.
the distance between those who live in this territory, who may have not have opportunity to attend similar university that is in the north.
Fair
to attend
enough.
this school.
Yes.
Now, they have been able to save costs on their part.
Yeah.
Now, there's going to be job recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be junior staff.
Mhm.
There's going to be academic staff.
That non-academic staff. True.
That will
True.
also create employment and reduce unemployment in the rest of the community. Remember, if this government will choose to create more universities, they will see in the money. They will not share the money among the people. So any policy the government have decided to do part-time, provided we know that it is a policy that will add to humanity, it may not be the one you desire for that time. Let us encourage them to do it, because the advantage will be bigger than the disadvantage. That is my position.
Okay. Very well said. Promise speaking to us from Gokana. Every university. And let's use the three popular ones within the Port Harcourt metropolis, right? University of Port Harcourt, RSU, former UST, right? And now the Ignatius Ajuri University of Education, right? I think I should also include Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic. It's a tertiary institution. We could also add the Polytechnic Bori, right? Federal Polytechnic Bori. Now, look at all these places. Let me start with University of Port Harcourt. Now, within the past, I'd say 18 years, right? You can tell that the development that has occurred around Choba and the surrounding villages were probably done or came through because of the presence of Uniport. Uniport served as a catalyst. Students came through. Students needed places to live. Buildings were erected. Now, after buildings were erected, you needed service providers, which is actually my conversation on Thursday. The service provision in these universities. You really don't want to miss this out. Miss on this on Thursday. Now, so service provision comes through. Now, for Uniport in particular, they are joining university, the tertiary hospital that came through, talking about University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, further increased the rate of development. You know, when we're taught in pharmacology back then, you know, when you make mention of a catalyst, there are some reactions that will occur rather slowly. Then when a catalyst comes on, right, it further accelerates the exchange between both ends of this, you know, chemical reaction. That's what UPTH did. Look at the hostels around Alakaya. They spread all the way down to Rumosi. You have students who live further away because of the presence of the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital. Once again, service delivery. I lived on that campus, and I can tell you that there were some periods, particularly I'd say between 2008 and 2010. I do not think between 2008 and 2010 I bought anything I needed as a young student, right? I don't think I bought anything outside this Choba metropolis, if I can call it a metropolis or Choba town. I didn't, because everything I needed was there. The most that used to happen back then is we will come into town to go and see a movie. at the cinemas. That was it. Everything else was around us. Was it food? We had it. Shawarma, we get them. Big chicken, come in the night. And there were trainings. People were learning. Let's be very honest, right? There were people who came to university from some secondary schools somewhere in the north and in the east. Let's not also forget from part of Ogoja. I remember having a colleague, when they came to school year one, their English was not great. And the way they rationalize certain things, will sometimes shock some of us. But by the third year, they are glowed up. They were thinking of opening businesses. They were seeing people doing things. That's what a university can do. 017-923-0002, 0817923-0007. Right? Let's have more conversations. WhatsApp and your messages are coming through. I'll read them right now. WhatsApp 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. All right. Good morning, Mr. Jude. I'm Efe, chatting from Bori. My own is that we really don't need any more universities. What we need now is to work on the ones that we have by making everywhere suitable for the students and not frustrating students and parents for nothing, I beg. And I want my school to be changed to university instead of a polytechnic, Mr. Jude. Okay, well, that's another conversation for another day. Francis here says, I'm a recent graduate and believe me when I say we don't need more universities. First of all, we need to understand the primary reason for creating a university, which is to educate. I still don't understand why people attach infrastructural development to universities. We need to learn to hold government accountable for these things instead of looking for a shortcut. Please visit any of our universities, especially federal universities, and you will see that they are deteriorating at an exponential rate. Let's fund our universities for better education and not introduce new ones. That's from Francis. Francis, thank you very much. Very well said there. This one says, there are not too many. You see, when the available is insufficient or deficient, more players will enter the market. It's like asking, are there too many trade fairs in Abuja or are there too many nightclubs in Owerri? Wow! That's how Owerri just collected stray bullet. Wow. Now, every entrepreneur in every market saw gaps and entered. They are not under any obligation to help the existing ones. To a large extent, at least on paper, Nigeria is a free market economy. Let people do whatever legal business they want, whatever they want that are providing services. The government cannot do everything and they are not supposed to. They are meant to provide the enabling environment for businesses to thrive. Anonymous. So, this person has a point here. Because if you look at Owerri, once again, shout out to Owerri people. There are lots of bars, lots of nightclubs in Owerri. The same way the hospitality business in Owerri is... I can't even... it still befuddles my mind how many guest houses, hotels... You see, some of these hotels they're not like 3 or 4 story buildings. I'm talking about 5, 6, 7, 8 floors in Owerri. And I'm like, but how many people are in Owerri? What exactly? How are they making the money? In Owerri, I think, is it CBN? I can't remember my Owerri geography very well, but those of you who are in Owerri, please correct me here. I think there's a part of Owerri they call CBN Road, right? Where you have a lot of hotels. It's like, so you're just walking by, hotel. Next, hotel. Small shop, supermarket, hotel. I'm like, and these places at night, they are all well lit. All of them. Now, if we juxtapose the scenario now, the example, the analogy that was sent to us now, with the Nigerian university system or scenario now, what's the problem? Here in Port Harcourt, there's Uniport, there's RSU, there's Ignatius Nigeria University, there's Bori, and not too far from us, on the way to, once again, Owerri, there's Nekede, there's IMSU. You know, and people are attending this place. There's Futo. There's Futo. And all of this, particularly Futo stands out because of, its predisposed for engineering services. So, if all of these places are training up quality graduates, don't you think more people will come? How many people really can University of Port Harcourt handle? How many people can RSU handle? So it actually does make sense, right? To have more people go to these places, right? Okay, Francis says it's World Bank. Aha! World Bank. Thank you very much. Australia too says World Bank. Chijoke says World Bank. Oh, yeah. So this person is right. A lot of you actually go to Owerri to go and visit all the hotels. That's the only reason why you all know this more than I do. Yes, World Bank, right? Why did CBN call? Anyway, point is, my geography is not very great for Owerri. But yeah, it is what it is. Professor Ishak says we don't need more universities. Recently, the president has said, you know what, we're going to open a tertiary institution in Ogoni, which I think is laudable. But is that what the people of Ogoni really need? Is that their needs assessment that has been met there, right now? Will that pacify the people? Is that going to make them go, oh, okay, development has come. We now have a university. The same thing was asked when the Federal University of Tweke was established. Is that what the people really needed? What do I know?